Well, quite a heavy shower still continuing here at Ayr, and we're going in 3 to heavy showers. Lasted longer than forecast, wasn't forecast at all, and it's number 4 Ghost Rider Ed, the first one we can pick up here. An all-weather winner, but so far no luck on turf.
Yeah, he's struggled since switched to grass, won his second and third starts on the all-weather earlier this year, but I think he's starting to find his level in handicaps now. Gordon, his last time out second at Pontefract in a similar race to this was a step forward, but the ground here is a big unknown.
Then number 2 Gweedore, we mentioned on Mark Your Card, already had a great season. Andrew Breslin back on board this afternoon.
Yeah, he is. He's had a tremendous season, has Gweedore. Made it 3 wins from his last 4 starts at Musselburgh last time. He's yet to win in this grade, but he's in the form of his life just now, and he's seemingly still on an upward curve at the age of 4.
Been followed round by number 5 Coase, who ran at Sandown last time, which was his first run at today's trip of a mile. Yeah,
that wasn't a bad effort. A horse who's shown some promise for David O'Meara without all the pieces slotting back together. But he's down £2 for that run, and he's £8 better off with Gweedore for their clash at Musselburgh just a couple of runs ago.
And then just passing us now is number 1 Amazement for Richard Fahey and Conor Murtagh. Beat one home at Hamilton Park last time and dropping back in class today.
Yes, he is, and also back to a mile, which I think will suit him here. He handles easier ground well enough, Gordon, but he seems to be a better horse on the all-weather. He's just 1 from 14 on turf, and he's not won on grass since his 2-year-old debut.
And there you are. I look at the horses in the paddock, and I've got to say, pretty heavy rain that wasn't forecast. It's about to ease off now, which is just as well. Yeah, good race to start off with this apprentice handicap. I was speaking to Andrew Breslin there. He was out walking the track ahead of his ride in Gweedore, and of course he missed a couple of wins in this horse because of a wrist injury.
Yeah, that's right. He'll be glad to get the mount back on a horse who's been a really good servant for Andrew, but also for Katie Scott. As we say, 3 wins from his last 4. He's only gone up £7 for those 3 wins, Gordon, up £3 from last time as well. But although he was well positioned last time, I like the way he stuck at it, forged clear again to win for a clear-cut victory last time at Musselburgh. He's got a lovely attitude, this horse. Conditions have very much come in his favour this afternoon, and he's just really hit a rich vein of form, hasn't he? He's about to turn 5 at the end of the year, but he seems to be better than ever, and although he's up in grade, he's never won in this grade, Gordon. All of his wins have come, I think, in Class 5 companies so far. If there is a time for him to do it, it would appear to be today.
The other joint favourite, as we mentioned, first time at the trip, last time at Sandown, formerly trained by Hugo Palmer, been with David Amara since 2021. I was at Carlisle, funny enough, a few years ago when he won as a 2-year-old in soft ground. Yeah,
he was a wide margin winner that day as well, Gordon, but he's not won since. I think he's fair to say he's had his fair share of issues, but he's started at least this year to string a number of races together. He's shaped well on occasion, over 6 furlongs initially, shaping as well like he would improve for a step up, or certainly be every bit as good stepping up to 7. And we had a go at this trip, didn't he, last time at Sandown. Wasn't a bad effort. He was beaten just over 6 lengths in one of those Sunday Series races, but down another £2 for that. He's now £9 lower than he was for the start of the season. He's better off with Gweedore as well for their clash at Musselburgh as well, and certainly what's perhaps significant about this race, or the preamble to this race, is the market support for him now into
clear favourite.
Yeah, clear favourite as well. So clearly a good deal of confidence behind Coas, and perhaps now maybe everything will slot back together for him off this much reduced mark.
Jewel Maker's been supported as well for Tim Easterby, now officially enjoying his best ever season, and maybe because if you go back to Irish form, this horse has got winning form on soft ground.
Yeah, he does. That was for Dermot Weld back in 2018, but that is his only win on turf, Gordon. I did think he ran pretty well back from a break when he was 4th to Arranmore at Carlisle last month, but he was below that form over course and distance last time out at the Ayr Gold Cup Festival. But he is £3 below his last winning mark, which came at Southall in February. So there are reasons to think that he could run well, Gordon, but he just seems to me to be a better horse on the all-weather. He's 3 from 9 on the all-weather, and just that solitary win from 25 starts on turf. So to me, it would be a bit of surprise if he were to get his head in front here.
Ghost Rider, who had an opening handicap mark of 86, yet to win a handicap, but this 3-year-old has just been easing down the weights a bit.
Yeah, he has, and I thought better last time at Pontefract, where he was 2nd. He's off the same mark here, so I think there's a chance, certainly got a chance here for a horse, as you say. I think he's nudged down, what, £6 or so since switching to turf. He does know how to get the job done. He was a 2-time winner on the all-weather earlier this year, but the ground's a little bit of an unknown for him. He's yet to run on ground slower than good, but if he handles it, you have to say off this kind of mark, based on that run at Pontefract last time, which I say was an improvement on his recent efforts, then he's like to be a player.
He can be forward going as well. He made the running when finishing 4th of 4 in a listed race at Newcastle back in April. He wasn't actually beaten that far. He's only beaten about 10 lengths, finishing last of 4. And then we saw the one that we didn't see in the paddock, just to complete a full house, the complete outsider of the party, a 3-year-old, mind you, Yasser for Amy Woff and Jim Goldie.
Yeah, a horse who's hard to get a handle on, Gordon. 2 runs in France, 7 months apart for Freddie Head before he joined Jim Goldie for 30,000 guineas in the spring. Hard to get a handle on what he achieved here in the Doonside Cup on his British debut. Of course, had a good quality listed race. He only beat one home there. He's beaten fair and square on the day, but he makes his handicap debut off a mark of 70 here. This is a much more realistic opportunity for him, and his half-brother Alfarek is a pretty decent horse in France and latterly in Dubai. So it'll be interesting to see how he shapes up here on his handicap debut.
Almost set then. It's a very good afternoon to our commentator, Darren Owen.
Good afternoon, Bruni. Good afternoon, everybody. Stand by. Race 1. And they're off for the Virgin Bet Apprentice handicap, a mile in front of them. Ghost Rider just being pushed along by Johnny Pete to get a prominent role. A Gweedore to the wide outside. Ghost Rider to the inside. Green Jacket of Coast is right there. Amazement just in behind them. Further back to Yarso's ahead of Jewel Maker. So they go on down the far side, and the hat-trick seeking Gweedore bags the running rail and leads by around a length. Ghost Rider is now to the outside in 2nd place. Coast and Sean Kiran in 3rd. Amazement and Conor Murta follow, with Yarsa, Amy Waff in second last, Jewel Maker, Ella McCain the back marker. Andrew Breslin has got Gweedore in front as they make the run inside the final 5 furlongs. Gweedore leads by about a half. Ghost Rider is holding second, a length to Coast third, followed by Amazement, then Yarsa, the maiden, on the inside in the pink jacket, and Jewel Maker is last, but they're well grouped as they enter the final half mile, and they're about to turn into the straight, and Gweedore is the leader. Leads by almost 2 lengths to Ghost Rider. Coast is close up in the green silks. Amazement is to the left. On the extreme left is Jewel Maker. Yarsa is behind the leading bunch. They're heading now towards the final quarter of a mile, and it is Gweedore chased by Coast as Ghost Rider comes under a ride. Ella McCain now shakes the reins on Jewel Maker, and here comes an effort from Jewel Maker to the wide outside, heading down towards the last furlong. It's Gweedore chased by both Coast and Jewel Maker. They've kicked away from the others who are headed by Ghost Rider inside the final furlong, and it's Gweedore trying to hold on to the advantage from both Jewel Maker and Coast. It's Gweedore trying to find a little bit more, and Gweedore finds it. Gweedore completes a hat-trick, beats Coast and Jewel Maker, and they're clear of the others, Ghost Rider, Amazement and Yarsa.
He's back on board, is Andrew Breslin today, back on board Gweedore, who's enjoyed a fantastic season. Andrew rides a 4th win on this horse. He completes the hat-trick when he was ridden by Jason Hart in his last couple of runs, and he just didn't want to be passed, and Coast just didn't maybe want to go past at some stage as well. And Jewel Maker came there travelling from off the pace, but again couldn't quicken past Gweedore and finishes in 3rd place. Game horse from the front today.
Yeah, I think that is probably his outstanding quality, Gordon. He is tough and gutsy. You have to say well done to Andrew Breslin. Knows this horse inside out. Got a little bit of a freebie on the front end. He was unpestered, unhassled on the front, able to set his own fractions, but they never even got to him, did they? No. He never saw another horse. He's tough and he's gutsy.